morning. Today is Sunday, the 800th day of June. Who knows? We don't know. I actually had a class today, but it got canceled, unfortunately. So I still have to do my practice, and I figured I haven't dropped a video in a long time. So here we are. I'm not outside like I typically am because we've had some unusual weather here in Texas. And I put together my yoga room because I need to have an additional space to practice in the event of inclement weather. So here we are. We've got our trusty assistant here today. She was visiting with me and keeping me company. She's not going to do anything unless she hears noise, and then she'll get up and she'll start. Updating. Okay. So it's Sunday morning. So I've got my incense and my beautiful plants that I just recently purchased. Some of them I've had for a little while. So just thinking about everything that's going on and the time we're in, the space we're in, and just realizing we really need to have our yoga practice to fall back on. So today is really about finding our focus and our intention, being grateful for what we have, right? Showing gratitude always, but also just sort of not allowing the noise around us, the chatter, the chaos, to make us feel overwhelmed, right? It's very easy to do that in this climate. Instead, we'll find our focus, we'll stay with our intention, and we'll breathe when we have to breathe. So with that, I invite you to close your eyes. And begin breathing. Find a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Legs outstretched. They can be cross-legged, you can be half lotus like me. You can be on your knees if you like, whatever feels comfortable for you in your practice. Begin with an inhale, allowing the chest to rise, and exhale. On your inhale, push the air away from your belly, so expand the belly. On your inhale, extend the navel all the way toward the spine, drawing the belly in. Always allowing our exhale to be longer than our inhale. Inhale, nice and long, sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine, even here as we are concentrating and finding that intention. And as we exhale, drawing the navel toward the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Our next inhale, when we get to the top of our inhale, we expand the lungs, chest is nice and open, the shoulders are dropped, the heart is forward. We inhale, but we hold it for 1 second at a time. And as we exhale, we release all of the air. At the bottom, we hold it for 1 second. Inhale long, expanding the heart, the rib cage, the chest, dropping the shoulders back. We hold it for 1. And we exhale. And we hold it for 1. Inhale. Hold. One more time. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. Hold. Take a moment, find your breath. Come into that intention. Set your intention for today, whatever that looks like for you. My intention today is patience. I oftentimes find myself moving, sometimes quickly, but forgetting to be patient with myself and with others. Patient with my mind, with my heart, patient physically, and patient mentally as well. Your next inhale and your exhale. One more inhale. I invite you to flutter your eyes open, feeling aware and embracing this new space that you've created. Just because you're in this environment that you've created of calm and peace, and just really taking a moment enjoying this moment. It's like a moment of awakening, right? It's this moment of peace that we've created for ourselves in this crazy, chaotic world. But we're not going to focus on that today. We're going to focus on our intention, whatever that looks like for you. And because today's class that got canceled was a basic flow, we're going to do a basic flow class today. All right? So with that, and the eyes are open, my trusty assistant is apparently sleeping. We'll go ahead and begin our practice today. So wherever you are in your seated, comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you, the nice inhale, sweeping the hands all the way up toward the sky, dropping the shoulders, looking at the space between the palms, pressing the palms together, bringing them back down to heart center. Inhale, do that again, sweeping the hands all the way up, stretching, lifting through the fingertips, maybe even dropping the head down to neutral. Maybe looking at the space right ahead of you on your mat, dropping your shoulders, stretching your fingertips nice and long toward the sky, pressing the palms together, sending the fingertips and the hands to heart center. One more time, inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. Look at the space between the palms, drop the head down to neutral, press the palms together, and then bring them down to heart center. Drop the right hand down on the outside of the right knee. Sweep the left hand all the way up first, sending the gaze at the space in the palm of the left hand, and then reaching the left hand over to the right body, maybe with a bend in our right elbow, maybe even sinking over to the right side of our body, for a nice side body stretch on the left hand side. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, sweep the left hand up. Drop the left hand to the outside of the left knee. Sweep the right hand up, looking at the space at the palm of the right hand. Nice bend in the left elbow. Inhale, and then exhale, send that right arm over to the left side body. Not too forward, we want to make sure we're on the left side. Stretching and reaching. Now, if your left body stretch looks like here, fingertips on the outside of the knee, and there's only a slight bend, that's beautiful. You're doing a wonderful job. If you want a little deeper stretch, go ahead and bend that elbow on the left side and stretch and reach those fingertips nice and long. Inhale, Release that right hand down. Send both hands up together. Drop the right hand. Send that left hand over, reaching nice and long. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release. Both hands meet. Drop the left hand down. Send the right hand over the left side of the body. Inhale, both hands meet, palms meeting at center, and then hands down to heart center. Very nice. This time, wherever you are, go ahead and stretch the legs out if you haven't already. Nice and long. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll do some forward folds. We'll do some nice spinal twists here. We'll get into our practice as we're warming up. We'll just warm up the spine. Today is a basic flow class. If you've not practiced yoga before, if you haven't practiced yoga in a long time, if you're not practicing on a regular basis, basic flow class is for you. It will eventually, you're going to want a more advanced class, but for the beginning and maybe kind of reintroducing yourself back to yoga, the basic flow class is where you want to be. So wherever you are, floating the toes all the way up to the sky, sitting up nice and long on your sits bones. So the sits bones are the bones underneath your bottom, and that's kind of where you are when you sit down. So you're going to make sure they're nice and even, floating the toes up, always sailing the hands all the way to the sky. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sit up nice and long, lengthening through the spine, really engaging the core. We're never going to let the core just kind of flop. We're going to make sure we engage the core, drawing the navel toward the spine. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, we're going to forward fold just here. If your forward fold is here, you're doing a fantastic job. If your forward fold is a little bit deeper and you start beginning to feel a release in your low back, you're doing great. If your forward fold is here and you're super flexible, that's wonderful. You want to grab the outer part of your feet. You want to drop the head down. If that's within your practice. You'll hear me say to the edge. So if it's to your edge, it means that it's just the point where you're feeling it, you're feeling a stretch, you're feeling a reach. You never want to go beyond that edge. Okay? So wherever you are in your forward fold, go ahead. Allow the belly to drop to the thighs, engaging the core. Inhale. As you inhale, bring the knees up and then drop them down a little bit deeper. Go a little bit further into your stretch. Inhale the torso back all the way up, keeping the toes nice and floated, sweeping the hands all the way up, sitting up nice and long, lengthening through the spine, dropping the shoulders. Maybe looking at the space between the palms, maybe dropping your head down to neutral. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, forward fold over the tops of thighs, reaching toward whatever space that feels good to you. Inhale, lifting the knees off the earth. Dropping them down for a deeper stretch. Exhale. Inhale the torso back up. Sweep the hands all the way up. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, sitting up nice and long. And as you exhale, forward fold, whatever it looks like for you, over the hips, over the thighs, dropping the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the torso back up. Sweeping the hands, palms to meet, back down to heart center. This time we're going to actually bring the right foot all the way up as close to our body as possible. Wrapping the right hand around our right shin. Our left hand wraps around. Maybe we can grab the elbow. Anytime we do this, we take an inhale. Toes and left foot are still floated. As we inhale, we lift up nice and long, lengthening through the spine. It's an automatic moment for your spine to sit up nice and strong and tall. If you're here and your leg is not quite close to your body, but you bring your foot closer to maybe your calf, and you can bring your hands to your shin and sit up nice and tall, you're encouraging your spine to lengthen. You're encouraging better posture and also better digestion. So wherever you are, wrapping the arms around if that's within your practice. Inhale. Exhale, allowing to keep the bind with the shin and the arms, grabbing the elbows. Inhale, exhale. This time, take the right foot, place it over the left knee here, or if I can get my trusty assistant to move us without bothering her, because it's her day, apparently it's her mat. Take the right foot, place it over the left knee, around the left knee. Again, always grabbing the space around the shin, maybe the elbows. That allows you to sit up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine. The head is neutral. The left toes are floated up toward the sky. Excuse me, Miss Ma'am, I didn't bother you. Dropping the shoulders, engaging. And if you're really paying attention to your body, you'll feel a nice stretch in your outer right thigh, maybe the hamstring, maybe even the quad. Breathing nice and long here. And if you'd like to, grab that left arm around the shin a little bit deeper if that's within your practice. Bringing the leg towards the body, sending the right hand up and maybe over to the outer part of the right thigh. Inhale. With your exhale, send your gaze over the right shoulder, just to your edge. We never want to go beyond our edge. That place that makes us feel uncomfortable. We never want to ever go beyond that. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale. With your exhale, send the gaze over the right shoulder. With your exhale, go ahead and release. Release the right hand. Maybe release the left hand down. Bringing the right foot over to the other side of the body. Sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine. This time, grab the left foot, bring it in towards the body here, wherever you are within your practice. Let's first grab the right arm, wrap it around that left shin. Your left arm around the left shin. Grab the right arm, maybe grabbing the elbows. Automatically, we sit up nice and tall. And we take an inhale. We're allowing the spine to lengthen, the neck to lengthen, the gaze is forward, the right toes are floated towards the earth, the sky, excuse me. Inhale, exhale, dropping the shoulders, really relaxing here and kind of feeling what that feels like. This in itself is a bind. A bind is kind of whenever the body is kind of, when the arms are wrapped around, or the legs are wrapped around, kind of a bind. But this in itself allows you to kind of really stretch. You're actually already in an asana or a pose at this point. You're really stretching the body and causing it to maybe do something that literally doesn't do a lot. Just kind of enjoy this moment. Drawing the navel to the spine. Inhale. Exhale. And when you're ready, send that left foot over the right knee. Very simply by placing it. I'm going to come up to the middle of the mat. All right, so we're here again, wherever you are. If that left foot comes over across, maybe it's just to the shin of the right side, you're already in a fantastic asana or pose in yoga position. If you want to grab that and that feels good for you, then just make that happen. That's what feels good for you in your body, within your practice. So wherever you are within your practice, go ahead and bring that leg towards you as close as whatever within your practice. Grabbing the right hand over the left knee, the left shin. Sitting up nice and tall here. Again, you're feeling that nice opening in the hip, or you're feeling a nice stretch here. So if you're someone that works from home, which I think a lot of people are doing right now in this pandemic, if you are a student who works from home, or you're using the computer a lot, this is a perfect stretch for you. Maybe it allows you to maybe open up the hip space, maybe allowing some tension to be released in that area. And then breathe gently into that space. Grabbing the elbows, inhale, exhale. And as you inhale, wrap that right arm a little bit tighter around that left shin. Sweeping the hand all the way up and maybe dropping the left hand behind the left hip. Sitting up nice and tall with an inhale. And with an exhale, send the gaze over the left shoulder. And the next inhale, And then exhale, release the left hand. Maybe even release the right hand, dropping it down, and release the left leg. Maybe even pedaling the knees out here, giving yourself a nice stretch. Maybe from here I can get some space on my yoga mat. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. Come. You can stay over here. Thank you. Sweeping the hands all the way up. Dropping the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine. Forward folding over the thighs. Dropping the head. Whatever feels good for you. We're still warming the body. Your stretching is a little bit deeper than it was when it initially started. Again, if your forward fold is here, then fantastic. If your forward fold is here, whatever feels good for your body within your practice. So wherever your forward fold is, go ahead and take one more inhale, lifting the knees, dropping them down for a deeper stretch. Inhale the torso all the way back up again. Sweeping the hands up, pressing the palms together, and bringing them back down to heart center. So wherever you are, we're going to actually bring the knees all the way toward the chest as much as we can. And we're going to actually drop the knees to one side of the mat. And we're going to bring the body up, lifting our hips off the earth. I'm going to actually come toward this way so you guys can kind of see what I'm going to be doing here. So this is something that we do is called cat-cow. We're still warming the spine. We're just into our practice. Again, it's this basic flow. So cat-cow is something that you can do at any time. If your body becomes a little bit stiff, your hips are stiff, you're sitting a long time, maybe even standing a long time, whatever you're feeling at that moment, it really helps to release a lot of tension in the low back, in the hips, in the shoulders, in the upper back. So cat-cow is really simple, and you'll see why it's called cat-cow. So wherever you are, placing the knees about shoulder width apart, making sure the feet are flat onto the earth, on your mat, making sure you're drawing the navel toward the spine. The hands and wrists are in alignment with the shoulders, as you can see. The knees and the hips are in alignment with each other. Very simple. And then we're going to be what we call neutral spine, so our back is nice and flat. Our spine, we can send the gaze down to the space between our fingertips. We can send the gaze up. That might cause a little bit of tension to the neck. So dropping the head down toward the earth. So with an inhale, what we're going to do is we're going to drop the heart toward the earth. We're going to lift the forehead or the crown of the head as well as the tailbone. So we're going to inhale. As we inhale, we simply drop the heart toward the earth. We send the crown of the head and the tailbone up toward the sky. Send the gaze toward the sky. As we exhale like a cat, we're going to round the back, releasing the shoulders, sending the shoulder blades apart from one another, tucking the tailbone, the navel toward the spine. Dropping the crown of the head toward the earth for a really beautiful neck stretch. As we inhale, we drop the heart toward the earth, tailbone, crown is lifted, gaze is going up toward the sky. As we exhale, we drop the crown of the head, tuck the tailbone, bring the navel to the spine, release the shoulder blades to separate them from one another, dropping the crown of the head, releasing the neck from any tension. Inhale, dropping the heart towards the earth, sending the shoulders back, sending the gaze up, the crown, the tailbone. Exhale, sending the crown and the tailbone in toward each other, releasing the shoulders, releasing the neck, and then back to neutral. So this is something that you can do anytime within your practice. If you are stressed, there's a crazy pose the teacher is doing, or you just need a moment. At any time within your practice or your life, if you need to take a child's pose, never hesitate to take a child's pose. Child's pose is so simple. So wherever you are right here,
I like to put my toes together and maybe allow my knees out just a little bit further than hip width apart.
And just simply sail back, sending the hips towards the heels. If they don't reach, that's fantastic. I've been practicing for a long time and mine barely reach. Sending the fingertips out in front of you.
Dropping the crown of the head toward the earth. Oh, this feels so good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If you need to release the shoulders, if that's too much for you, send the hands back, palms facing up toward the earth, keeping the crown down. Send the hands where the palms are facing up. Rolling the shoulders forward. This allows the shoulders to be really released and absolutely no tension on the shoulders. If you'd like a little bit more of a release even further, place the palms on the low back, maybe stacking them. So it allows the shoulders to really just fall forward, absolutely no application to the body whatsoever. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, wherever your fingers are, lifting just the fingertips, so it looks like this. And then lifting the crown of the head up, looking at the space between your fingertips. Sending the body back exactly opposite of what we just did. Send the toes apart, maybe allowing the knees to come back to flat, to neutral.
Spine is nice and neutral.
We are going to actually go into our first down dog. And what that looks like is taking the toes, tucking the toes under. And we're going to actually press the body away from the earth while we lift our knees simultaneously. So we're going to press the body, lift the knees, and send the hips back, all the way back to the opposite side of the mat. Stretching the knees, keeping a micro bend in our knees. Any kind of tension you feel in your low back of your knees, keep that micro bend in your knees. I like to place my toes, my feet on the outer parts of my outside of my short edge of my mat. I'm looking at the space between my knees, maybe my tops of my thighs, maybe my toes. My fingers are nice and wide. My crown is reaching toward the center of the earth. This allows for a lot of digestion, promotion, a lot of blood flow to the head, the crown. Allows the low back to be released, the shoulders, the neck, the head. Take a moment here, shake the head yes and no. Sending the gaze between the palms and then down between the thighs or the knees. Maybe sending the gaze side to side. Maybe pedaling the knees here. It feels really nice to kind of just be in this space. You feel like you're inverted, so there's a lot of blood rush to the head. Which means when we come up very slowly and very safely. So wherever you are, go ahead and send a nice bend to the knees. Come to the tops of the toes. Look at the space between your fingertips at the top of your mat. And then walk the body forward towards your hands. Now, as we walk the body forward, we keep a nice micro bend in the knees. And instead of us coming up first, we're going to go ahead and bring the body back down, thighs resting, chest resting on thighs. Grab the elbows. Kind of like a rag doll swaying side to side. And when we're ready with an inhale, we slowly begin keeping the crown down. Inhale. Exhale. All the way up, nice and tall here. Looking at the space between our palms, keeping our balance, pressing the palms together, sending the hands down to heart center. I'm going to adjust the camera here, my actual laptop here, so you can see what's happening. All right, that's probably pretty good. Good, excellent. Okay, so we're at the top of our mat. We just came up from our very first down dog. We grab our hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. This is the perfect time for us to kind of refocus. I want to have my back to you, so I'm going to come up here to the top of my mat.
kind of refocus and go into our mountain pose, Tadasana. So from here, let me move over just a bit so you can see where I'm at. All right. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and kind of refocus our mind and just kind of follow our intention. So wherever you are at the top of your mat, I invite you to close your eyes. But before you do that, let's look at our toes first, make sure that we are evenly planted, right? So we can actually lift our toes off the earth, dropping them down, making sure that our soles of our feet are nice and grounded into the earth. Our hands are open, facing forward. Our palms are facing forward. Our shoulders are down. Our shoulder blades are down our back. We're standing up nice and tall. The crown of our head is lifted. We're simply finding our focus again. Our knees are slightly bent. We want to make sure we don't fall over. Begin by closing our eyes just at this moment. During your yoga practice, you always have a time or a moment where you recenter and refocus. Make sure that you're grounded into the earth. On your next inhale, float the eyes open. You can send the hands all the way up toward the sky. Pressing the palms together, bringing them back down to heart center. So I'd like to do a couple of sun salutations, because sun salutations on a Sunday are just divine. They wake the body up. They send a lot of beautiful, energizing blood flow into the spine, into the body. Sun salutations really wake you up and make you aware of the day. They also help with digestion because the movement and the flow of blood is really good for digestion as well. They help with your posture because you're in downward dog. You're doing your, lowering to the earth. So it helps with your spine, helps with strengthening the spine and the core as well, both the front core, the sides, and also the back. Remember, the core wraps all the way around. All right, so we're going to begin. So I'm going to come to the top of my mat, whatever it looks like for you. So most of us, you should be able to see me pretty well. Some of it you may not be able to see me well, but we'll go ahead and press on. Right. So I'm at the top of my mat, my toes are nice and grounded. I swing my hands all the way up to the earth. And just like we did a moment ago when we were seated, lifting our fingers up nice and tall and inhale first, drawing the navel to the spine. Nice and tall, we're going to forward fold, swan dive forward, giving a bend in our knee. Allowing our waist, our abdominals to rest on our thighs, grabbing our elbows maybe. Inhale. Maybe sending the hands to the shins for a nice half lift here. What this looks like is your gaze is down directly in front of you. Some people like to send the gaze up. That's too much for my spine. I send the gaze directly down just beyond my toes. My hands are on the shins for nice support. Half lift here is allowing my neck to be nice and stretched. I'm setting the space between my crown of my head and my tailbone, stretching it out nice and long, helping to improve my spine. And as I exhale, I drop my fingertips down with a nice bend in my knee. I shift my weight to the left. I pick up my right foot. I send it back to the space behind me. And then I drop my right knee down. I send my left foot back as well. So because we're beginning flow, we're going to drop our knees first. Okay. So from here, my knees are dropped. I make sure my space is back right to where we were with a neutral spine. And I simply hinge forward, bring my elbows toward my body. All the way down here. Sending my hands up toward my shoulders. Bring my body up to cobra. Okay, let's see. I'm going to have to readjust the camera, so give me just one moment here. It's always tricky when you're taping from home because you never quite know what's happening. That might help a little bit. Okay, just be patient with me. Remember, today my intention was patience. Okay. So we had come to our neutral spine here. Right. So from here with an inhale, I brought the elbows in toward the body. The knees and hips were in alignment. The feet were spread apart as well. And I simply hinge forward here. Bring the elbows to the body. Sending the hands underneath the shoulders, and then sending the shoulders up for Cobra. So you can do here, you can be just here in Sphinx, where your hands are just beyond the mat, and your shoulders are in alignment with your elbows. The gaze is forward or the gaze is down. You can do half Cobra where the hands are underneath the shoulders and you're lifting here, just halfway. You can actually do all the way up dog, so you can actually bring the hips for the toes and the hips are lifted off the earth. Wherever you are, send the knees down, send the body all the way back to child's pose. On your third inhale, look at the space between your palms. Come back to neutral spine. Realigning the body, making sure your body's in alignment. Untucking the toes, maybe putting the toes apart. This time, tuck the toes, and we're actually going to go to our down dog. So this should be feeling a little bit more familiar to you at this point. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and push the body up, lifting the knees, sending the hips back, all the way down. Sometimes the heels don't quite reach to the earth, and that's beautiful as well, because it's your practice. Yoga is the expression of your practice within your body. So wherever you are, if the heels aren't quite touching, they're still kind of up in the air, that's beautiful. Work to deepen your practice every time you practice, right? Every time you come to the mat. You want to bend the knees, you want to bend the elbow, bend the knees, and maybe come to the tops of the toes. Whatever feels good for you. Give yourself nice 3 breaths here. When you're ready, look at the space between your fingertips and your palms. Bend the knees, come to the tops of the toes, and walk the body forward towards your hands, towards the top of your mat as well. So here you can have a deeper fold if that's within your practice. You want to bend the knees, maybe even grab the elbows, like a ragdoll here. On your inhale, slide the hands up the shins, sending the gaze down, reaching from the crown of your head and your tailbone, separating that space, breathing that space, dropping the shoulders behind you. And as you're ready, drop a little deeper and then inhale the hands, the head. Everybody comes all the way up to the very top. Very nice. Pressing palms together, bringing them back down to heart center. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, sending all the space, energy, all the beautiful electric joy. Reaching the fingertips nice and long. And then forward fold with the hips, hinge hip, we call it also. All the way down. Here for a nice deep fold here. Inhale, send the hands up to the shins. Gazes down. Exhale, drop the fingertips down, shift the weight to the right. This time lift the left foot, sending it back behind you. Dropping that knee down to the mat. Send the right knee back and dropping it down as well. Going back to your neutral spine, untucking the toes. Bringing the elbows together and maybe hinging forward here. Sending the hands underneath the shoulder blades, maybe for Cobra. Squeezing the glutes nice and warm. Or maybe if you like to go into Sphinx, sending the hands a little bit more forward where the elbows are in alignment with the shoulders. The gaze is forward or down, or Sphinx. Or if you want more of a challenge, you can slide the hands to the ribcage, bringing the toes together and come into your up dog, where your hips are off the earth, your toes are tucked, your gaze is up. Wherever you are, go ahead and send the hands back underneath the shoulders and peel your body off the earth.
Torso first, then the hips, then the knees. Go back, tuck the toes, go into your down dog. Lifting the body, pressing against the earth. Sending the hips back, the head is crowned toward the earth. If your feet like to be on the outside of the mat, that's fine. If you want to be on your toes, that's beautiful. If you want to pedal out here, any kind of tension that you might feel in your hamstrings or your low back, go ahead and allow that micro bend in the knees. If the heels aren't quite reaching the earth, that's beautiful. Keep getting deeper into your practice. 3 breaths here. Really notice the sensations in your body, the shift of energy changing your body, the way you're reacting, the way you're feeling. Your next inhale, look at the space of the palms, or the space on top of your mat. Come to your toes, bend the knees, and walk the body forward. You can do a leg bend here, deep bend here if you like. And when you're ready, inhale the body all the way up. Hands sailing all the way up towards the sky. Palms pressing together, bring them back down to heart center. One more sun salutation before we get ready for our final relaxation, Shavasana. Grab all the energy, the joy, the space, the patience, the love that you can, because we know we need it today. Sending the fingertips even longer, lengthening through the spine. Sending the body forward in a nice swan dive, forward fold, all the way nice and deep here. The low back is thanking you. Bend in the knees, grab the elbows. Inhale, allowing the belly to rest on the thighs. Exhale, drop the fingertips down. Inhale, slide the hands up to the space underneath your knees, to the shins for a beautiful half lift here. Exhale. Drop the fingertips to the outsides of the feet. Shift the weight to the left side. Lift the right foot, send it back behind you. Go ahead and drop the knee down. Send that left foot back as well and drop the knee down. Here, wherever you are, whatever that looks like for you, however that feels good for your body, bring the elbows toward the body and hinge forward into whatever feels good for you. If that's Sphinx, you send the hands all the way forward with the elbows underneath the shoulders. And you will really allow the elbows to really allow your kickstand here and relax. If that looks like a cobra to you, send the hands back underneath the ribcage and squeeze the elbows together as we bring the torso up, dropping the shoulders, squeezing the glutes. If that looks like an up dog for you, bringing the feet together a little closer, and then sending the body up and balancing on the palms, pressing away from the earth. Whatever that looks like for you, wherever you are, let's go back to Cobra. When you're ready, inhale, send the body back through neutral spine, tuck the toes under, and then allow yourself to press into the earth, lifting the knees, pressing the body, sending the hips back to the space behind you. Sending the heels down toward the earth. Allowing the crown of the head to reach toward the center of the earth. For release in the low back of the knees, the hamstrings, put a micro bend in the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look at the space between your hands. Bend the knees, come to the top of the toes, and walk the body forward one more time. I know it's a really slow practice today because it's basic flow, and basic flow should be nice and slow, nice and enjoyable, relaxing, not thinking about what the day has to offer, just thinking about being in this time and space, allowing your body's happiness to heal, your mind the time to just simply be still. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sun salutations. Excellent. All right. So before we get ready for our final relaxation, I want us to work on our tree pose.